Good morning, everyone. Hi. Welcome to Back to the Shack. I am your host, Big Bad Blurg Lukey. This is the early morning edition because I got to go to work in like 45 minutes. So I figure, hey, why not? I'll do a quick show. No music, no clips, just boom. Let's go. All right. So it's getting closer. I can feel it in my bones. It's getting closer to winter in Winnipeg, and a lot of people are like, no, it's not happening. Fuck winter. You know what? You live in Manitoba, we're right in the smack dab, right in the fucking middle of Canada. Get used to it. We get cold winters. Dress for it. See, with the upcoming winter, I try to bestow upon some knowledge that I've acquired over the years. Dress warm. I mean, don't walk around wearing, thin layered clothing because you're going to catch cold, you're going to get cold. Plain and simple. With me, what I usually do is I have my Under Armour, put on a t-shirt, put on a sweater, put on a long sleeve shirt over top of that sweater, then put on another hoodie. And I'm warm. And then I have my winter jacket on. Perfectly warm. Pants, I wear a pair of pajama pants, then my work pants, and then 2 pairs of socks. I'm always warm. People are like, what about your hands? Do you wear anything on your hands? Fuck no. No, I don't got time for that. I don't have time to I just put on 10 fucking pieces of clothing. I don't have time to put gloves on my hands. I barely have time to put a toque on my head. But with winter comes hockey, and I love hockey. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good NHL season for the Winnipeg Jets. They're looking like a solid team. They're looking like a playoff team. They're looking like a Stanley Cup team. Will they do it? Or will they go the road of the Bombers? Hard to say. It's really hard to say. Part of me wants to say, yeah, they may make it to the finals, but I seriously think that this year they'll do the same thing that they did last year, and that was make it to the conference final. And any money get booted out by the Knights again. Just because the Golden Knights, it's great being a new franchise, it really is, because for the first 5 years, you have all this money, so you can just go out and buy these high-profile players like Paul Stastny, who else did they get? Max Pacioretty. And let's not forget Marc-Andre Fleury that helped carry the Knights to the finals. And they're like, oh, not everything relies on the goaltending. I'm like, that guy had a fucking horseshoe up his ass. He was literally stopping pucks while he was on his head. So, yeah, the Golden Knights, I find to be just an all-around ridiculous team. Just because they have all this money. Wait 5 years. Wait 5 years, and then you have to start re-signing players. You have to pick and choose who you want to keep. You didn't keep Neil. Got rid of him. Got rid of all these other younger guys, too. I don't know. I seriously think it is the Jets' year, and I'm hoping to see 2 Canadian teams in the finals. That would be the Winnipeg Jets and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Why the Toronto Maple Leafs? Just like the Golden Knights, they're stacking their fucking roster. Well, yeah, let's sign Patrick Marleau to a 5-year deal. Yeah, we'll keep him on, and then we'll get John Tavares. I mean, this guy was carrying the Islanders for, I'd say, almost 5 years, just carrying the fucking team. And then he comes back. Then he comes to Toronto with Matthews, Nylander, Marner, Anderson between the pipes. Shanahan is a fucking genius. Yeah, and let's bring in, Mike Babcock as the coach and see what happens. Granted, last year, Toronto didn't do as well in the playoffs as I thought they would. Mostly because I really thought they had a chance to go far. And they were out in the first round. And now it's just because Nazem Kadri is a piece of shit. He's a piece of work. I don't understand how this kid is still in the NHL. I mean, how many times has he really been suspended? That's like Duncan Keith. How is he still in the NHL when he's using his fucking hockey stick like a sword? Remember that Donald Brashear incident with Marty McSorley? How are these guys in the NHL and he got booted? Oh, that's because Marty McSorley also had some anger issues. He was an angry fella. So, yeah, and tonight the Jets play against the Edmonton Oilers in their second preseason game. My prediction, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because Edmonton is in rebuilding phase, and they have been for the past 10 years. Biggest mistake with Edmonton, what they did is that they traded Taylor Hall to New Jersey for Adam Larsson. Adam Larsson, all-around good defensive player. But Edmonton, you didn't need defense, you needed more offense. You needed offensive power. Defensively, you were solid. There's really nothing wrong. You had Talbot in net, and you guys made it far in the playoffs 3 or 4 years ago. And now look at you. You're back to struggling because you traded your top fucking scorer to New Jersey. There's no going back. There's no going back and being like, okay, we made a mistake. Can we have Taylor Hall back? I mean, we fucked the pooch on this one, man. I don't know. I was drinking Winnipeg water. we did some really stupid fucking shit. Yeah, so. Edmonton tonight, I'm going to say it's going to be close. It's going to be pretty close, but it's going to be the Jets on top. And I'm going to go with a score of 4-2. I'm never right when it comes to the scores, but I'm generally right. I like to think I'm right most of the time when it comes to predicting the outcomes of the games, as it comes to winners and losers. And Edmonton, I'm sorry, I am a fan of yours because when the Jets left, I had no other choice but to be an Edmonton Oilers fan. I was in between teams. I believe I was a Sharks fan, then I went to the Wings because I like Stevie Eisman, I liked his style, and I like his management style as well with the Tampa Bay organization. That's why Tampa Bay and Toronto will always be head-to-head because you got Brendan Shanahan, you got Stevie Y, like, they're just gonna be... That's the fucking feud of the ages. Alright, so... It's going to be interesting. So, yeah, it'll be Winnipeg tonight, 4-2. That's my prediction. I like to call myself the modern age Don Cherry. Only, he looks better in a suit. Grapes is my hero. So, alright, hockey is going to be a good season this year. Looking forward to winter. Just about to go to work, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going through shit in my head. Football, we'll go on to football. Matt Nichols is starting against the Alouettes, and honestly, since they're planning on playing, the Owls are planning on putting in Manziel, I think the Bombers actually stand a chance of winning. I really do. Because within his opening game, Manziel, he threw, get this, 4 interceptions in the first quarter. 4. How many times do you have possession in the first quarter? And you throw four interceptions. Oh, sorry, one was a turnover that you got sacked and you fumbled the ball. And Matt Nichols, I don't think you should be playing. I think you get confused too easily. Either you're colorblind or you're just looking to be traded, bud. That's it, because look what happened to you in Edmonton. Ricky Ray, he started out the starter. Well, he was second string. You got injured. They told you were second string. You said bye-bye, signed with the Bombers. And look what's happening now. You're doing the same shit. You get injured, and then you play like shit, then you get benched, and then they put somebody else in, and then once they say, yeah, you're going to be second string, he's kicking ass and starting now, you'll say bye-bye. Just like half the people, and where's he going to go? Probably Saskatchewan, because they take all our fucking leftovers. This is why I don't like the CFL. I really don't like the CFL. One, because you can't call it a league if it's only 8 teams. It's not a league. It's a high school organizational provincial team background setup thing where you go through a round robin process, gain the wild card, and then you just have East and West battling out, but Manitoba's in the middle, and it's confusing. Like, is Manitoba part of the West or the East? And they always have they always have at least 2 teams that get a bye in the playoffs. Fuck. That's why I like hockey. There's none of that shit. It's best of 7 either way. Boom. Just like baseball. Except for the first, I think it's the first 2 rounds, it's best of 5, and then they go to best of 7. Yeah, I just can't stand the CFL. I love the Bombers growing up, but now it's just like, you guys have been shitting the bed since the late 90s. Ever since Jeff Reinbold, Bombers have gone down. Like, nobody realized this. They had Cal Murphy, and no idea why he got fired. And then they brought in this fucking jackass named Jeff Reinbold, and the blue and gold movement, that was a joke in itself. And then they brought in, who's that other guy? Chubby guy, wears glasses, can't remember his name. Ritchie, I think. Dave Ritchie, I think his name was. And he did good. Don't know why he got fired either. I think it was just because he was having disputes with management. Paul LaPolice carried the team to the Grey Cup. They shit the bed and dropped the ball, figuratively. And then the next year, during the seasonal campaign, this is what gets me. They played the Lions and lost. So management fired LaPolice, but then brought him back 2 years later as an offensive coordinator. Make him the fucking coach. The CFL is confusing as fucking balls. Well, I'm just gonna, like I said, this is just a short episode today. I'll maybe back later if I'm not too fucking tired. Last night I was out like a light. I laid down for like 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. That's all I asked for when I get home, is just to lie down for 5 minutes. And in those 5 minutes, I fell asleep for 3 hours. I woke up at 6:30, went out, grabbed some shit, came home, laid back down, boom, out. And I woke up at 2:30 in the morning. And here we are. And now I have to eventually carry my ass to work. Good thing I got marijuana. It makes it worth it. That was our commercial break. Now here's a word from our sponsors. KangarTech Vapes. You don't have to smoke cigs anymore. That was a shitty campaign. I should slap whoever fucking wrote that commercial. I often make up, like, commercials. You'll see something sitting on the table, be like, bottled water. Why pay? You pay for something that you can get from the fucking tap. That's what I don't... Like, this world is so screwed up. I'm jumping into the world news now. Like, it's just screwed up. Because now the First Nations in Winnipeg, in Manitoba, and Saskatchewan across the prairies are bitching at Trudeau for not paying attention to them like he said he would. That he would help the Indigenous people get back on their feet, give them a little bit more land, and help, modernize the reserves. Yet, Trudeau does not give a shit. He really doesn't. Like, that's the thing about our Prime Minister and the United States President Donald Trump, is Donald Trump actually gives a shit about the entire country of the United States, but he just can't shut the fuck up long enough to run the fucking run it and do what he said he was going